Welcome back to our third season of Reconfiguring Reality. I'm Laura,
On the Jericho.
and our guest today.
I'm Nichols.
Today, we're going to be discussing body modifications and their acceptance in society.
So do you mean like putting a spoiler on your ass, or like what kind of modifications are you talking about?
Putting a what on your ass?
A spoiler, like a car, the thing that gives downforce on the back end.
Jesus. So,
I think
body modification.
I think that's a sex modification. I think you use those during, doggy style. You grab the back of the spoiler.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Body modification can range from anything from piercings to tattoos to horns and tails and you know there's all different kinds of body modifications that people use uh,
But
to
did you hear
express
about the new
themselves.
exciting body modifications?
Like what?
So people are trying to make themselves into cyborgs to improve technology and explore the boundaries of science. So for new body modifications include things like installing magnets under your skin so that you can feel magnetic waves, or adding
Really?
cameras to replace lost eyes, or using RFD chips under your skin as a form of like hospital identification, kind of like how you
See,
LoJack your dog.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I am being 100% serious.
Okay. With the whole camera as an eye socket, how would that help you see though? So you can watch it later on or something. I mean, what?
No,
I'm
no,
I'm,
it
I'm
feeds directly
confused.
into your brain. Now, it's not like full on cyborg right now where you're like, oh, you get a perfect digital image. It's more like it shows you rough images or like light pixels or things like that.
Oh,
Um,
like so it's like the first Xbox with PS1 graphics.
Kinda. Probably worse than that, but still. It's an alternate form of eyesight because the way the brain processes images and what can be perceived by these um, is it's varying. Like there's been progress made on the technology, but we have not perfected cyborg technology. Like we are many years away from that in terms of replicating very complicated things. Now, it's not so much that the technology doesn't exist, it's the fact that the way to interface it with the human body is the problem. The human body does not like things that don't belong there.
Kind of
So
like how
that's
people reconnect the nerves inside a fake hand, a mechanical hand.
exactly right. Like the signals you transmit to move your limbs still exist regardless of if that particular limb is gone. So what happens is they create um, electrodes that are able to sense those electronic pulses and are able to move the robotic hand or limb or whatever it is. However, that is much more complicated when you start getting into things like optic nerves and how vision cones work and all these sort of things. It isn't like you can just jack in a camera to your head and suddenly you got 4K vision. It doesn't work that way. So the problem is too is the body rejects foreign objects, even if they're made from parts that don't traditionally break down very easily. That's why things like artificial hearts and all that were all the rage back in the day. But as they started to develop the technology, they realized that it was only a stopgap. Like it's a great alternative for we don't have a heart for you right now and you're on a waiting list, but at least this will keep you alive for another 2 years until you can get a heart, right? It's never going to be a full replacement where the technology sits now. It's simply just not advanced enough. Our bodies reject other tissue even when it's matching the same blood type and everything because it's still considered on some level a foreign body and our body attacks it.
It doesn't match
So
the DNA code.
exactly. So it's one of those things where um though we want this to be a viable technology for the long run, so they the reality is it's just not there. And but these modifications are starting to be done by people all over the place with a lot of disastrous results too, because again, our body doesn't like having random things shoved into it. But people are pushing the limits of uh, of this sort of burgeoning technology, but for sort of in a grungy way. You know, how you see people kind of jury rig things back to like hot rods and stuff. People are starting to do that to their own bodies, just kind of pushing the limits of what can be done. That doctors would normally say, no, we need another like 30 years of testing to even attempt something like this. And people are just like, fuck it, you don't want to do it? I'll do it. You know, and they do it to themselves. It's kind of crazy.
Well, body modification is defined as modifications done to wait, I lost it. It's defined as the deliberate, often permanent alteration of the human body for non-medical reasons.
Oh, okay, non-medical. Oh, so you mean like this show I watched
Non-medical.
one day? I'm not sure if it was TLC or a Netflix special. I'm not sure what it was, but people were getting the freakiest body modifications you could think of. I'm sorry, but now I have nothing against what people want to do to their bodies, but it can really freak you out, especially if you're a kid, to see some guy walking around 6'8" with horns on his head.
Uh
I
huh.
mean,
Oh, you also
but
have the African lip plates. That's
oh
a
my
modification.
goodness. Oh, like the neck
Oh,
stretching when they put the
yep.
necklaces on and make their neck 3 feet long.
Another popular modification you see too is oil injections, where they make like little bulbs or bulbous points or different shapes on their head made of a semi-viscous fluid where you can shape it just by pressing it. So it's almost like not quite the level of Play-Doh, but that's what it looks like under the skin.
I've never heard of that one. What is the purpose for it?
So it's just beauty. It's just body modification. It's like tattoos or like uh
Piercings.
No, we mean like with the oil under the skin. Like, what does it do? Like, what's the purpose for the oil under the skin? The Play-Doh effect.
it just it's like piercings or spikes or anything else that people do. Just it's just a modification, whether they want it to look cool, whether they are doing it because they think they're more beautiful that way. You know, it's like the guy in Venice Beach who like had like 1,000 piercings on his face. He just looked like a keychain with so much crap hanging off him. But like to
Oh,
him, that was how he felt comfortable. That's how he felt beautiful. That was his self-expression.
you
So a
know
lot of
something I've noticed that is this kind of gaining traction. Well, it's been over the past 10 years. You guys heard of the furries?
the Furies, as in
Furry?
the Greek mythology.
Yeah, no furries.
Oh, furries. You mean like the guys who dress in animal costumes and anthropomorphic
Yes,
people? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, yes. Well, I think they are starting to do body modifications to look like these animals that they wish they could be. Like I seen this one guy, he had like a reptilian type skin,
Huh.
and like the people who do the well, it's illegal in most states. Remember the old school, the snake tongue?
Uh huh.
Creepy. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that is
I
creepy.
believe that's like tongue forks or something. What is that called?
Yeah, but it's actually illegal in most states.
Yeah, it's tongue forking. It's where you divide the tongue, the tip. Yeah.
But no, then you have what are some other crazy ones I've seen? I think someone had a tail implanted in their body on one of the episodes I watched.
Oh yeah, I've
Like
seen that stuff. Where like the Ripley's
like
Believe
I
It
mean,
or Not, where like a guy turned himself into a tiger and
yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand, be comfortable in your own skin, but I'm not sure society will ever fully accept that
well, I
because
think it would accept it if it was a grander scale. And it's there's always going to be people who want certain things, right? Like I don't doubt that there will always be outliers, but it's kind of like
Background.
think of gay people, right? There was there's a long-standing belief that gays would never be accepted, that they were just heathens of God, and that was at the end of it, right? So I think anything can become the norm if it's normalized. Like if people start to accept it as not weird and different, just an alternative to what they normally do, right? It's like pizza, like pineapple on pizza. Some people would like rather commit seppuku than have pineapple on pizza, and other people are just like, yeah, it's like any other fucking topping. I don't care.
Interesting. So let me guess. You say in the year maybe 3026, we'll see y'all kind of freaks of nature walking around.
I'll be
Well,
dead by then.
I don't know if I call them freaks of nature, but what I will say is this: it depends on the climate and the situation. So, in let's say in the year 3000, we run into space aliens who are furries. Not they're choosing to be furries, but they're literally anthropomorphic creatures, like walking half lion, half man kind of people and shit like that. I mean, at that point, if they're just walking around and humans want to be like them, is it going to be blackface for aliens? Are they going to care? Right? Like that's the turn becomes the question of the day, not whether or not it's unusual to see something like that. Because now you're seeing that shit all the time because that's an alien race.
And see what, and really another thing about it is when it comes to the body modifications, it's what kind of career that person wants to have in life. Because I mean, look at tattoos. Tattoos are widely accepted, but still, you can't have a
Especially,
giant face tattoo and do certain professions. Like, I'm not finna hire a lawyer that has a big cross on the side of his face and teardrops on the other side.
And I mean, that's really what it comes down to, that personal perception and preference, right? I think that's it's again, it's I bring up that same topic of homosexuality. So back in the day, some people would accept homosexuality and be like, okay, that's fine. They want to live that lifestyle as long as they don't drag me into it. I'm okay. But then they would see two men or two women kissing in public and make a huge fucking thing out of it. Like they were just personally offended and just revolted, right? So I think if for something to become accepted and to become normal, it has to be mainstream. There has to be enough people exposed to it that either by force or through acceptance, they eventually have no choice but to deal with it. However, I think it's such a niche market, extreme body modification, that I don't really see it necessarily becoming mainstream anytime soon. I mean, that could
You know,
all
something
radically change, but again, if we had better technology, maybe if we could actually become like you know, like superheroes or something, like genetically gain the abilities of another animal by breeding or like being crossbred with their DNA, then I could see it becoming mainstream because people are doing it for a practical purpose. But just aesthetics, and with all the problems associated with risky surgeries and the fact that most of the surgeries you need to get to do that are shady shit that you got to go to another country for, that it's not something that you can just get at your normal hospital or whatever. I think until it became safer and more accessible and more affordable, you're just not going to see it. It's just too many variables that could go wrong and risky that it just really isn't going to see that kind of mainstream following.
you know
That being
something that.
said, oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead, finish.
Oh,
No,
I was
go
just gonna
finish.
say, if you look at like kids, right, with this whole thing of they can be whatever they want, we're seeing kids are like, I recognize as a cat, I identify as a dog, right? Now, if that craziness can continue, then you may see a lot more of this.
Well, I was just doing a quick search. You know, body modification actually, we see it all the time, but it's not. People don't look at it as body modification. When people get liposuction or they get lip implants or they get their cheekbones raised, plastic surgery is actually a form of body modification. We just don't see it that way because they still look normal.
Yeah,
What's
the
that quote? Quote.
atypical. Mm-hmm.
I
What do you
mean,
think,
like,
Lorelai?
oh
Huh?
yeah.
I said, what do you think? She's like,
What
huh?
to think
What?
about what?
Everything we just discussed. Somebody was checked out.
Wait.
I
Before
wasn't.
that, do you know who the king of body modification was before it was even cool? Take a
That's
guess, brother Silver. Take a guess.
the king of. Well, wait. Are we considering plastic surgery in this calculation? Or are we
Yes,
talking about extreme
yes,
modification?
we're considering plastic surgery in this. Who was the king?
king of plastic surgery. I can't remember his name, but he used to have those workout videos back in the 80s, didn't he?
No, Michael Jackson.
Oh,
No.
I can see that. I can see that. Oh, gotta get the phone call. Give me 1 second.
Nope.
This guy.
I don't agree.
You say what?
I don't agree.
So who do you think was the top body modification person?
Rolf Buchholz. Buchholz.
What did he do? Like to
Yes.
change his total appearance?
453 piercings.
But Michael Jackson changed his entire face and skin color included.
Okay.
He like changed his nose, his lips, his cheeks, his eyes.
Okay, so as of 2012, Rolf Buchholz has 516 body modifications.
Oh my goodness.
453 were piercings. He has tattoos. He tattooed his eyeballs. He has horns, magnetic implants on his fingertips. He's got tattoos all over his body.
Wait, okay. What does he do for a living? How does he pay for all of this?
I mean, to look at him, he probably does freak show stuff and probably does like he's probably a tattoo artist or maybe a piercing guy. You know, that
He was
most of the
also
time.
recognized in the Guinness World Records for the man with the most body modifications.
Oh. So yes, he is the current king. He is the reigning champion.
Yeah.
But in 1992, I give it to Michael Jackson.
He's a computer scientist. You wanted to know what he does for a living. He's a computer scientist.
That makes sense because you could be remote. You don't have to be in front of people.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I wonder if we can get him on the show.
Wow, that's awesome.
What
That's
happened?
awesome.
The amount of piercings this man has on his face.
You gonna leave us hanging?
Huh?
You gonna leave us hanging like that?
Want to see a picture of him?
No, I mean, like, how many piercings does he have on his face?
Oh, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking count. Look him up on Facebook.
Oh, all right. So, what are some other like extreme body modifications that you've seen through your research?
I mean, I think multiple tattoos is extreme body modification.
I'm gonna look it up. Extreme body modifications.
If you want to see one, look up the Black Alien Project.
Oh my God! Look. Okay, I'm looking at one right here. It's called a corset piercing. Have you seen that before?
Oh yeah.
Is that where they have the rings on their back that you lace string through or ribbon through?
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I
I can't
just seen
imagine
one
having anything pulling my back like that.
Oh, okay. I just seen one. I'm not even sure what this is. It looks like
The ones that I think are crazy is the ones that actually remove their nose. There's a lot of them that remove their noses, and that's just to me is like wild.
they do what to their nose?
They remove it, so it's either like the
What?
skeletal nose where it's just a couple of holes on a small bridge,
Huh?
or they remove it completely. Like yeah, like look up the dragon lady, the Tiamat dragon lady.
I'm looking it up. All right. I'm just gonna hit images. Oh my goodness. There's a dude who has tusk and no nose.
All right, here. I'll share this with you guys.
Okay, no, I'm looking at it right now.
she flatten her nose?
She removed it. I don't know. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
She became a genderless dragon.
Okay, I have officially seen one of the craziest body modifications I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, what's that?
All right. Okay. Let me try to explain this to you guys. The side of his face where most people have cheeks and a jaw,
Uh-huh.
it is a big hole right there, and there's a gauge right there. You can see his teeth.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen this a couple of times. The dragon lady has it, but there's a procedure where they split your tongue in half.
It's
Yeah.
forking. We already talked about forking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I need to stop looking at this stuff.
Yes.
The people who have the big plate in their lip.
Yeah.
That's an African tradition.
Have you ever seen it when the plate comes out?
Yeah, it's just a loop of skin.
Yes. It looks very, very, very. Oh, okay, but okay. All right. This is something else I want to talk about. What do they get from this?
Um, Control over their body. I don't know.
So like the guy you
No,
talked about who has a gauge that you can see his teeth, right?
yeah.
So why do it? So there's there's largely two main causes. Number one, think of it almost like a personal extreme sport. A lot of these people want to push the boundaries of what's been done, to do something that no one else has done. It's kind of in a way a pursuit to be unique. I mean, very few of them would say, I'm doing it, to be unique, but that's really the basis behind it, right there. They want to stand out. They do it for themselves. They're not doing it for other people to notice them necessarily, but just like people who wear sexy clothing, there is a portion of you that is trying to get attention, that wants to be seen, that wants people to see what you're doing, right? You wouldn't make a spectacle out of yourself. And I don't mean that the modifications are the spectacle. I mean, they often put themselves on television, social media, they host events, they do all this sort of thing. You would Someone who's trying to conceal this and just be themselves away from the eye of the world would not do that, right? So a lot of people, it's to them it's an expression of art and individuality. It's kind of like cosplayers, or like you mentioned, furries, right? They don't do furry stuff so that everyone in the world says, oh, you're a furry. They do it because that's a way of expression. They don't necessarily always get a benefit from it, right? Like some of them, these surgeries are painful, they're expensive, but they do them because it's what makes them them. Same way you and I play video games, right? I don't buy a video game so that Capcom will notice me and I'll be like, oh, Capcom Sensei, whatever. But I do it because I like playing video games. I find them to be fun and enjoyable, and I like hanging out with my friends, and that's one way we get to spend time together, right? So the same thing is with modifications for most people.
You know, there's something that I've never seen. It's a group of people with body modifications together. Unless there's like a special on the show or something like that.
Well, oftentimes the reason for that is that most body modifications are minor. So you don't necessarily see that as a group in a broader sense, right? If you get your ears pierced, a lot of women do, some women don't, but they don't form like some special pierced ear girl club because it's a fairly common modification. Same thing nowadays with like having hoops or gauges, septum piercings. That kind of stuff is becoming so common that it's not really like a niche or clicky kind of thing to do. Um, but you do see them hang out at conventions and at different places. But a lot of times there's just not that many people doing these extreme modifications within the same area, right? Because it's such a niche thing to do to get to this level of extreme that um, you're really not going to see them gathered up that way. Because at the end of the day, a lot of them, like Lorelai pointed out with the other person who had the most tattoos, they're just regular people despite their choice to live this way. So a lot of them are busy doing what normal people do, holding down a job, raising family, that kind of stuff.
Okay, this is another question I have, and Laura, feel free to answer. You've been pretty quiet. How do you think they handle because it has to take some kind of emotional effect on them, especially if they're raising kids and they're showing up to school functions and things like that.
What's the question?
How do you think they handle themselves emotionally, like in a public sense? Because I mean, think about this here. If you have a child, all right, just being black at an all white school and being a parent is tough. I couldn't imagine being the lizard woman going to a school function.
I I was the tattooed mom of young children. Um, I was fine. It didn't bother me. I didn't let it bother me. I had I'm the mom that had gauged ears, tattoos, body piercings, and I felt good about myself. I felt confident. I didn't need to hear what people were saying behind my back.
So what you're saying is that doing these things to them adds a certain amount of confidence. You have to be a pretty confident person in order to get these body modifications to begin with.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to be pretty confident to go in and bare yourself to a tattoo artist or somebody who's going to pierce your hidden bits, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious about that. I mean, I do have tattoos myself. I only have one tattoo people can see, which is on my wrist.
It's very uncommon for people to have just one tattoo. I think it's less common to find somebody with one tattoo than it is to find somebody with zero, in my opinion.
That actually could be true. You can't just get one. They get
Why?
lonely.
Why'd you stop at one?
No, no. I have more than one. I only have
Oh,
one people can see.
I thought you said you only had one. Okay, okay.
No, I only have one tattoo people can see. The rest of
How
them have to take
many?
my clothes off.
How many total do you have?
Um. Oh, one, two, three, four, five, five.
Okay. Jericho has zero, correct?
Oh yeah. If I ever got one, and that's a pretty big if, it would be one. There, I guarantee there is no getting hooked. There's no man. I can't wait for my next one. I'm pretty sure I'd be like, this sucked. They'd be like, because that's exactly what happened. See, you'd be like, how was it? Wasn't too bad, right? And I go, no, it fucking hurt like hell. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, you think that? Or, all right, most people get their tattoos done like with a tattoo gun or whatever. A lot of my tattoos were done in prison, so it's
they
just someone sitting there poking you over and over and over and over again.
they call those poking sticks.
What?
Yeah, no, pick and poke.
Yep, is that too? Prison cat.
I would have been like, motherfucker, you better get yourself a motor and hook me up. Don't be poking me with nothing.
I mean, but first off, I mean, I'm in prison. I have all the time in the world.
Uh huh.
It ain't about time. Bro, I don't want to get stabbed by some dude whose blood sugar go low one day. You miss. Plus, you're relying on some convict. He may not even finished high school. Fucker can't spell. You have no regrets tattooed across your forehead.
Well, actually, those
Uh,
are the best tattoo artists. I hate to say it, like, but I mean, because that's all they know is tattoos. You know what I mean? They probably can't spell my name, but they can do a damn good tattoo.
Yeah, you gonna miss me with all that nonsense.
do
I'm
you have any
good.
body piercings, Nichols? Do you have any body piercings or any piercings at all? Ear piercings?
Okay, no. Okay, the reason why I don't have any ear piercings in this for a reason. It's because I'm not sure what it is called, but my ears get these little small lumps every now and then. And most people who ears do that, they get kilos if they get their ear pierced.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, like every now and then. I mean, they're not there all the time, but every now and then, right in my earlobe, it'll be a little knot right there.
Huh.
Interesting.
I have both of my ears pierced. I gauged them when my son gauged his in high school. My left ear has a second piercing and a cartilage piercing. And then I have 3
Now,
body piercings that I had to take out a while ago.
I
But
I kind of do want to get an eyebrow piercing though. I have been thinking about an eyebrow piercing.
yeah,
Yeah, right there,
very.
my eyes start that.
Uh huh.
Yeah, get one right there.
I also have 27 tattoos.
Yes, that is a lot. That is a lot.
Yes. Yes,
I
it
don't have
is.
as many tattoos because being on the dark variety, I can't really get color to show up, so all my tattoos are green.
White wouldn't work.
You said black,
White.
white? No, it will not show up.
Here's what you do. All right, you get extreme body modification. All right, you get the Michael Jackson bleach treatment. Right, so they bleach like a small section of your arm, and then you get a tattoo on that section. Bob's your uncle. You got color, baby.
If they can just, I wonder could they just bleach out like just a small, perfect rectangle square? You know what I
That's what I'm
mean?
saying. You see what I mean? Like hook me up with that canvas modification, baby. Give me that white strip.
Hey, you know something? I'm gonna see. I'm actually going to do a research about that. I can start a new fad. We people of dark varieties can finally get color tattoos now.
See, and I don't
Just get
think
this.
that. I don't think that. Like I don't see tattoos as something that should be looked down upon, even in the like the field of lawyers or whatever. I think tattoos tell a story of a person's past.
Okay, it's
So
it's it's not that. It's that. I when okay, only with someone who has the face tattoos. All right, reason being this is because I've never seen anything sweet and poetic when people get face tattoos.
have you never seen somebody get um, eyeliner or lip liner tattooed or eyebrows
Yeah,
tattooed?
yeah. Eyebrow. Yeah, I've seen the eyebrow tattoos, and they look horrible.
Oh yeah.
They look like clowns forever.
The thing is, I don't have a thing against tattoos, but personally, I think they take away from the beauty of a person. It's not that they aren't pretty. It's not like I would look at a tattoo and go, "God, you're disgusting. Get away from me." It's just the person's natural beauty. I think is something that shouldn't be tarnished, and that's what they're doing. It's like it would be like if you had a beautiful, I don't know, a beautiful car, right? Some classic car. It's great. You have it in mint condition, and then someone just puts like Beavis and Butthead across the middle of it for the fuck no reason. Like puts Calvin and Hobbes, right? Like that's what it looks like to me. Like when someone's like, "Oh, look at this. I got this Calvin and Hobbes tattoo of him pissing on the 49ers because I hate the 49ers." I'm like, "So what you're telling me is you have a tattoo of the 49ers on you for someone who hates the 49ers?" They go, no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
see, the thing about it is, I like body tattoos. It's just face tattoos. I mean, because going back to what you said, I think a woman's face is beautiful and pretty the way it is. I feel that when they get a tattoo on their face, and the same thing for men, it's just like a face tattoo. It's just I'm not sure how to explain it because I don't want to disrespect anyone. It just draws attention to right there to that spot, so I can't really see your face as a complete face anymore. I'm just staring right there at your tattoo.
Exactly. That's kind of what I look like. Like when I see a beautiful woman and I'm following the natural curves and tones of her skin and her body, and then all of a sudden I just get this fucking cartoon character or some Chinese saying or some whatever, like it's just distracting. And it's not that that tattoo separated from the person can't be admired or whatever. It's just not my cup of tea. Now, I don't think it makes somebody horrible or that we should, we should be like, don't do that and blah, 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 blah. But I just think when you make that kind of choice, it's like making a statement, right? And your intentions no longer matter. Like if you got a tattoo of, I don't know, a swastika, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, that's Nazis and stuff." Well, that symbol has been used for healing and in other cultures and symbolizes many positive things. It's just the Nazis took it and ruined it. However, the ignorant people don't know that, so they're going to be offended when they see a swastika tattooed on your ass, right?
I mean,
So, like,
I watch Japanese anime and they use the swastika all the time, but it's not they don't call it the swastika though. You know what I mean?
yeah, they don't because it's a different symbol. It was co-opted by Nazis and perverted. But that's kind of what I mean is that the intentions behind the person getting the tattoo or giving the tattoo are irrelevant when public perception comes into play. And I don't think we need to be a slave to public perception, but I think the people getting those tattoos need to be aware and self aware enough to realize that, hey, this is going to cause a level of discomfort to people around you. Whether that discomfort's felt on a small scale or a grand scale, it doesn't really matter. The fact is, by doing what you're doing, you're inviting strife and discord into your life. And I
Oh,
think
and I
that's
was
something
wrong
that's
earlier.
not, not thought of a lot. They kind of tend to just do this because they're like, well, it's my body. I'm going to do what I want. I'm like, right. But if you blow your head off in the middle of a public event or like at a preschool, it's not your body. You're doing what you want. At that point, you're permanently scarring people around you because you decided to make a spectacle of yourself, right? Like, and I'm not saying tattoo people are necessarily doing that. What I'm saying is that perceptions are what they are. And to think that they're not or never will be is just ludicrous.
You know, to me, one of the most you know, the most I don't want to say gross, but disturbing body modification that I see, like, but you can and you see this all the time. It's the people who go overboard with the lip collagen. When they had those big puffy lips, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got those.
Oh, it's so irritating seeing it. Like, why? Why? You just broadcasting $30 for a blowjob.
It definitely sends particular signals about things, and I think that has to do just in general. I don't think it's just limited to people with body modification, but perception is a huge part of what human beings do, right? Like I was never one to oogle and ogle women. There's a certain point in my life I was when I was a younger man because hormones are what they are. But on the whole, when I look at people, I'm assessing things and I'm judging people. And it's not like I'm judging them because I'm better than them or I'm judging them because I I feel like I have the right to do it. I recognize that as a human being, we all do this. We assess our surroundings and people around us, right? If someone starts acting different, abnormal, you're going to be guarded. You're going to start assuming things about them even if it's not with a negative intention in mind, you can't help but be like, is this person a danger? Are they in danger? Do they need help? Like, what's going on? That's kind of the things that go through your mind. And this is true to people with tattoos or piercings or whatnot. I remember one time I went to a store some years back and I saw a young girl not wearing a bra who had nipple piercings. So they really showed through her shirt. And though I wasn't attracted to this woman or whatever, it was puzzling to me to see them so broadly on display and just like I was contemplating like does she realize how she looks? She must, right? Like if a guy is staring at her boobs and does she get offended by that? But to me, it's kind of like sending out bait and lure. Like you're asking people to stare at them because you're doing this, right? And I'm not saying she should have to cover up more or wear a padded bra or whatever. I'm just saying that there's a certain amount of accountability that I think people don't like to take, right? They're like, well, these are my tattoos, these are my piercings, these are whatever. This has nothing to do with you. Well, it does because you're displaying it in public. And although I'm not a person who's a prude or someone who's like so conservative that I'm just like, oh, like get out of my space. But I also recognize that you're going to attract that attention by someone at some point because you've chosen to live a lifestyle that is alternative to the norm. And there isn't necessarily a way to ever fully normalize it because there will always be people who prefer different things, right? I don't like sour cream. I'm never going to like sour cream. I won't one day magically wake up and like sour cream. So long as I have a hatred for sour cream because it disgusts me, that's just how it will be. I don't it's never going to change even if other people want me to change, right? And so I think the same thing is to be said with body modification, tattoos, all that kind of stuff, is because there's going to be people who that's not their cup of tea. And I don't think they have a right to go around, chastising others for their choices. But at the same token, you're going to have to take personal responsibility. You're going to have to realize that you share this world with other people, and not everyone's going to agree with the way you want to live your life.
And see, right there, what you just said, you share this world with other people. And for some reason, people don't seem to understand it. People look at it as, like you said earlier, it's my body, I do what I want. It's not yours, it's not for you to look at. Well, if we're at the store together, you expect me not to look. I mean, you're putting it on blatant display. And even people like when they go to the face tattoos, all right, and people put words on their face, and you're sitting there staring at them trying to figure out what the word says, and they get mad like, "What are you staring at, dude? I'm just trying to read the newspaper on your face." I mean, you put it there for people to see, right? So what's wrong with me looking at it?
You bring up a good point though, and that I'm going to go back to Loreline on this. She has tattoos that have like song lyrics or sayings or different things on her that mean something special to her. She doesn't get them for other people to read, right? She didn't put that on her body so people could walk up and be like, "Let me see your arm," and like yank her arm out like she's some sort of Rolodex. Man, that's dating myself. And but at the same token, if she has something like that, people's natural curiosity are going to be like, what does that say?
But I
It's
don't
going
care.
right, and that's okay. That's great that you don't. But there's people out there who get modifications like that will have a whole, fucking Bible verse on their face or whatever. And then someone will be like, hey, what's that? Or they'll stare at them trying to read what it says, and they'll get offended. They'll be like, well, what are you staring at? What are you looking at? Why you look? It's like, I don't know. You're a walking goddamn dictionary.
Keep in mind too that people that have tattoos and numerous tattoos often forget that they have tattoos.
See, now I have a hot take on this. I think the same people who like tattoos are the same people who like buying skins in video games. Because they're like, oh
I
man,
can see that. I
this
can
skin
see
is
that.
so fucking cool. Look at this. I got this fucking sick ass. Look at this mask I'm wearing. You never see your character's face except the loading screen. Like, you're never going to see this shit. And it's worse if you're in a first person game, you really ain't seeing that shit. But you will fork out all this money from some shit you don't even see. So when some dude gets a back tattoo, he's like, that's fucking sweet. I'm like, to who, motherfucker? I'll let you cash in back shots. Who's seeing that? You walking around with a reverse mirror on your ass every day to see that? Because like it doesn't make any sense. And
Yeah.
that's to me is the part I don't understand about tattoos and stuff. It's not practical enough for me to make it make sense. Like
Well, I
I
actually
like
do
the way
have
it
back
looks,
tattoos.
okay, but you're never gonna see it. So who gives a shit how it looks? Like
I have back tattoos, and they look fucking sweet. I'm not gonna lie to you, but my back tattoos are not for me. They're for other people to see and to ask me. I actually like people when they ask me, what does that mean? My back tattoos are just for that purpose.
see, yours are there to invite conversation, right? But because they're
Yes.
back tattoos, who are you really inviting conversation from? Unless you go swimming or something, most people are never going to see them.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know it's not because but I like walking around with my shirt off.
I did not know that, and I will assure you that I didn't need to know that. If I shuffle off this mortal coil right now, and they're like, "You got to lose some memories, sir. Can't take them all with you to the afterlife." Guess which one's on the first on that bus?
Yeah. But yeah, like, but no, I mean, I actually have some very controversial tattoos that people will not understand and they won't get. You know what I mean? And then I explained to them the reason why I got it. I mean, I know they still won't understand it, even if I tell them. Like, I have one tattoo on my chest. It says, and this tattoo, I had it gone over 3 times, almost 4 times, I think, maybe 4. So it's not a tattoo. It's more of a scar with coloring.
Okay.
And it says methamphetamine, and it has a syringe going through it, squirting out liquid.
Okay.
And that tattoo represents my drug addiction when I had it. I had a very bad drug addiction.
And see, to me,
It's a
that makes
reminder.
sense.
On your back?
No, it's right in my chest. What was you gonna say, Jericho?
No, I said
say it
that
again.
makes sense to me. Like that. See, like when I talked about practicality, right? I'm not talking about usefulness. I'm talking about like, okay, you have a tattoo that means something to you. That's a part of your life that was either hard or good or you need to have remembered in some way or fashion, right? So you get something as a permanent reminder. Makes complete sense to me as to why you would do that. But when someone's like, they get a tattoo of, I don't know, fucking Snoopy the dog, and they don't give a shit about it, they don't get it touched up, the shit fades away. Like, what was the fucking point in getting it? It was like a fad. It was like I went to McDonald's and I saw they had the McRib, so I bought one. Like it's like that, but you're doing permanent damage to your body for something that is essentially meaningless and kind of like throw away with the wind, right? Like a lot of people regret getting tattoos when they were younger because they did it spontaneously. It doesn't have a deeper meaning. It doesn't have an importance to them other than, yeah, I was stupid and I got a tattoo of Dick Tracy on my butt, you know?
Do you regret any of your tattoos, Nicholas?
No,
Ditto. I don't regret any of mine either.
I regret none of my tattoos. What I do regret sometimes is having to explain it to lame, to L7, to square people, like explaining them my tattoos. What? Seriously, because I mean, some people just won't understand and just won't get it because they never lived the life I lived. So
Right.
even after I explain it to them, they still don't get it.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for today's podcast. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share us. Come back and listen to us next week or in 2 weeks or whatever. Have a great week.
Whatever's clever.
And bye.
Bye.